This has been Strictly Ball Business.
Strictly ball business.
Strictly ball business.
I like that video.
Balls. Nah, shit.
So let's talk about Draymond Green. We talked about it a little bit when we were playing 2K the other day. He went out during practice, punched Poole in the face after a scuffle. They were arguing, visibly arguing. He stepped away from the team. It was just they just talked about today. They asked Poole, they asked Curry and other players on the team, is it okay that we bring Draymond back? Poole specifically said don't suspend him. So he's not getting suspended. He's playing Friday, back with the team. Does this affect? Do you think this will affect their championship run? As everyone knows, they're the front runners to win the championship this year. You think that affects it any? You think where do they stand? You think this is going to come up again?
Yes, this is going to be a distraction for a bit, I believe. And reporters are going to ask questions about it. And obviously winning is what solves problems in most people's eyes. But now we understand, like, there's some extra shit under layers here. And if Draymond comes back with his podcast and keeps doing his garbage there, like, people are just going to shit on him again. Like, he's just a fucking weirdo now. I mean, he straight up sucker punched his teammate. Like, I don't understand really why we're all okay with that. Like, that's cool that Poole said to move on, but he could just, be wanting to be Mr. Tough guy and not fucking talk about it. But he got sucker punched, and then Draymond Green talked shit about him afterwards, basically saying, "Oh, this thing was probably embarrassed too. Screw him." Like, I don't know. I don't really see how they can be teammates after that. I feel like it's gonna not be an easy thing to come back together. Like, could you be teammates with somebody that punched you in the face out, like, basically unprovoked?
I don't know. I don't think it wasn't unprovoked. They were like arguing. Granted, but
but Draymond was trying to make out with Jordan.
Yeah,
I mean, Draymond came out and he was trying to kiss him on the mouth, and Jordan pushed him. He's like, "Get off me!" And Draymond took that. He's like, "Oh, that's what I needed. That was the kick. Oh, here we go." He was like just waiting to get egged on.
I think so. Poole did say like that. Somebody asked him, and he's like, "I don't want this to get in our way of our championship." I think Poole's just pretty concentrated on it. There's a few things to this. However, in the short run, I actually don't. I think they're going to be fine this season. In the long, because we've seen, granted, he didn't punch Kevin Durant, but they were arguing on court. They made a scene, and then they still finished out the season. And their season fell short not because of that, because of injuries. But in the long run, Durant left. He didn't want to. And Jordan Poole's concentrated on his bag. This is his contract year. He's trying to get that money. That's a huge part of probably why he let it run. As the Warriors, I think they look at it as a plausible deniability. Like, they're like, listen, we're gonna do the good thing. We're like, hey, you come back, because at this point now it's on him. If he fucks up, everyone's gonna be like, hey, you punch someone in the face and they just let you come back. It has nothing to do with this franchise anymore. That's you. And I think that's what what's led to.
Yeah, I think they show Draymond can get away with anything with this move, because if you don't suspend him as the team, what you're basically saying is we're okay with that. It's not a problem that you do that to one of our players. He's done many things already. Like you said, had problems with Kevin Durant. He's kicked people in the nuts during games. He's gotten suspended. He's caused problems with other teams. And now he's punched a teammate. And this is the first time we've seen it on camera. Steve Kerr was preaching how all these things happen all the time. I maybe believe it. Maybe Draymond is fucking pulling shit all the time. Maybe he hasn't gotten this far before. But fuck, he's probably done some pretty stupid shit if he's been willing to do this. And he straight up thinks he's untouchable being able to do that. And he's right, because they didn't do anything about it. If you at least had suspended him for 2 weeks at minimum, maybe 3 weeks, maybe a month, they would have still won some games without him. And you say, hey, we show you we're not okay with this. We want you to think about why you did that. We want you to go get some therapy. We want you to go spend some time talking about your problems with a therapist. We want you to get that anger off your chest. And then when you're ready to come back, by then people will be so indulged in the NBA season, they won't really remember it, or they'll be like, oh, you know what? Maybe he turned a new leaf. And they're willing to give you the benefit of the doubt at that point. Now, instead, you've got the opening night ceremony where it should be about the championship and the rings, but you know it's going to be a distraction about what he just did.
Yeah. See, I don't know. I don't think them not suspending him, because I think they made a point to ask that. They asked the players, as they do, and I think it's more on the players that said no. Granted, the front office could have just not asked him, but like, no, he's fucking getting suspended. However, he's been like missed game. Like, he's a huge part of why they did not, if not the reason why they did not win a championship in 2016. Because he got suspended for a game or two because the technical fouls, and because he's a hothead. They could put it on him. I know he doesn't. Is this okay? No. Does he learn it? No. But I also don't think, clearly him missing games doesn't have effect on his attitude, because how many games has he missed in his NBA season because he's been
those
an
were
asshole?
from suspensions from the NBA where the team still could have had his back, so in his eyes he's validated and those actions are still okay. And in this move, they also still have his back. They're defending him. They're constantly saying, hey, we have a bigger problem with whichever in turn sold the footage to TMZ than we do with our own player assaulting another player. Two grown men. I mean, Draymond Green, what is he in? Is he 30, 31 now? Sucker punching
32,
someone over basketball? Man makes millions of dollars. I mean,
certainly passionate.
I think with this move, they just proved, Draymond can do anything. They don't care. I
don't think, because they did go on and say it. Steve Kerr said this is the biggest issue they've ever ran.
And they didn't do anything about Dynasty. They didn't do anything about it.
We don't know exactly everything.
I know they didn't suspend him, so they didn't do anything.
Not everything has come out yet. There's still a chance he could get fined. They could have.
They ruled it today. They ruled he's getting fined. He's not getting suspended. That's what they said today.
That he's not getting fined, or getting fined.
He's not getting suspended, but he's getting fined.
Yeah.
Who gives a rat's ass about that? He could probably get the fine on a tax write-off somehow, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, I don't side with him. I'm like, listen, I trust Steph Curry, Jordan Poole. Like, I do think it's interesting that they asked Steph Curry, and that was a huge point that they were like, oh no, we asked him, and Steph's like, just not let it affect our season. Let's just go. Clearly, if anything close to this happens again, I expect a huge, a big move to, not that he's gonna immediately get traded, but I think they're gonna start entertaining, like, you gotta be gone, man. Like, I think honestly the Warriors are looking for an excuse to shed some salary, and his contract's coming up too. And if they have an excuse,
gave them that excuse. They don't need any more.
I mean, the city loves Draymond. I mean, even after this punch, everyone in Oakland are like huge about the Oakland, San Francisco area. They're all still like, oh, it's Draymond, blah blah blah. This type of, like, they're defending out there, and I mean, not everyone, but I think it does put them in a place with the fan base where they're like, listen, man, we tried what we wanted, we did what we could. And now he's clearly, we don't want to deal with this. Somebody else can deal with this on this roster. Of course, the LeBron came out and he's like, I'll take Draymond. We're like, we know you'll take any talent, anyone else. LeBron, shut up. Everyone who's been on the trade market, you have said you'll take them. We know, LeBron. Just deal with the roster you have. Stop asking for more people. But I think we'll see. I do think in the short run they'll be fine. He's definitely not getting what he wants in a contract, because I think the Warriors know that he's most valuable to them, and no other team's going to pay that. And if the Detroit Pistons want to give him what he's asking for, which is like $40 million a year, fuck it. Pistons pay.
He's not going to get more than like 20 from some team.
I don't know. I think he's gonna get overpaid.
20 is overpaid.
I think if it's a 4-year contract, 20 is not
That contract would be
for a
horrendous.
4-year 20 like an 80 million dollar contract's an overpay. I think if he gets a 3-year 20, 2 or 3 year 20, I think that's fine. That's justifiable because like if he's 36, he's not playing nearly the amount of that he's gonna like. He's not gonna be as effective when he's 36 because I think he's 32. I'm gonna look up how old he is. So that this will affect. It's AY? Yeah, Draymond Green punch. The third Google. Draymond Green punch. Yeah, he's 32. Oh, nice. I'd kill it. What's Podal? I haven't played my Podal today. I knew he was 32.
Wants to retire in 2 years. He'll get a contract and retire in 2 years when his back starts hurting. He'll do the podcast full time.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I think he's gonna start retiring when the Warriors start declining because he's not gonna want to play any part in that. Yeah,
They'll decline.
I think if they hold on to Andrew Wiggins and Wiseman turns into something, I think Kuminga's like. If I were him, I don't know why he'd be like this. Like they already have his replacement. Like they drafted his replacement. And his replacement's really good. Like I love seeing all the potential from Kuminga. Like why the fuck are you giving them more reason to be like, yeah, we'll just go with him? like he's right there. It doesn't make any sense. But what do you guys think of the Draymond punching him? Comment below. What does he deserve for a contract? When his contract comes up, what are you gonna pay? Comment that below. Let us know.
That's a wrap for us, guys. Subscribe if you haven't already. We love talking about basketball, and you love listening to us. So it's a match made in heaven, I think.